In the before times, there was Jeff. Now, there's Doug.
Almost live from Chilliwack, it's Chilliwack Tonight! Join Berris, the new co-host trainee, and their guests, Nancy Guitar, Rachel Caroline Plaza with COVIDeo Corner, and special musical guest, Kellen Saip, and a world premiere video. And now, Chilliwack Tonight!
Watch the clouds float by my window.
Chilliwack Tonight. Welcome, everybody. Something was just handed to me, and a statement from management. I'm required to read this. Chilliwack Tonight started 3 months ago. It was with renowned CBC personality and local Chilliwack resident Jeff Edwards as one of two co-hosts of Chilliwack Tonight. Since then, Chilliwack Tonight has been launched into the status of the #1 late-night talk show in the world. Wow, I knew we were good. I didn't realize...
That's produced in Chilliwack, to be clear.
Oh, #1. Okay, yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, continuing, this apparently got into Jeff's head, and he broke his existing legal contract, and is currently in negotiations with our exceptional executive producer, John. Well, I wouldn't say exceptional, but John Wayne. As of June 15th, negotiations with Jeff have broken down. And management has hired a very capable actor and broadcaster with over 18 months experience as co-host trainee. That's you. He's reminded he's on a 90-day probationary period and won't be able to get full medical or dental benefits until that period is passed. I don't get full dental benefits. Chilliwack Tonight welcomes Douglas Wickers to Chilliwack Tonight. Welcome to the show, Douglas.
Good evening, Berris. Let's get started, shall we?
Okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. Listen, sorry you were sick last week, but thanks for coming in today. It was great to have you, but you should know this is probably just a temporary arrangement. This is not going to happen necessarily every week. I wouldn't get too comfortable in that seat.
Not to worry, it will all work out.
Oh, I'm not worried. Are you wearing a tuxedo?
Well, one must dress for success.
Well, I think it's a bit much for Chilliwack Tonight. I mean, I know it's your first day and everything, but... you want to impress? But seriously. Well, I also have a tuxedo. I use it for appropriate events like weddings or New Year's Eve. That's where you wear a tux, right?
Quite right. And I have other tuxedos that are appropriate for those types of events.
Do you?
And, of course, a white dinner jacket for more formal occasions.
Well, la-di-da for you. Well, why don't we just jump right into the show then? Are you familiar with how we do the intro? Have you watched?
I have watched an episode.
Okay, let's count down then. 4, 3, 2, 1. Chilliwack Tonight! Oh, that was good. I don't think Jeff and I ever did it that good. That's not bad. Well, all right, welcome back to the show, and welcome to Chilliwack Tonight. Co-host trainee here, Douglas Wickers, who is on probation for 3 months. So those wondering about Jeff, not to worry. Be fine.
It's a great pleasure to be here, Berris, as your co-host moving forward. I've taken the liberty of organizing the mail for this week. It's already on your desk.
Oh.
Let's get to that.
Well, have you? That's great. Why don't you start?
Well, this first one is from Donna.
Donna.
Berris.
What's Donna got to say?
Berris, really liked the show last week, except for opposite news. It was stupid and confusing. Drop it now, like your ex-wife dropped you.
Donna, that's a bit harsh. Are you just not understanding opposite news? It's the opposite of the news. It's not fake news, it's opposite. Okay, from Marnie. Another good show. Not sure about the contract negotiation story that seemed to be forced and weak. As always, Nancy's cigar is great. We miss Rachel Caroline Plaza with COVIDeo Corner, and Paula DeWitt absolutely slayed you in Wackward. Oh, well, that's Marnie. Sounds a little bit like you're more favor the female performers on the show. I might suggest being a bit more balanced in your approach of watching the show, just like the guys too. Enjoy us.
Well, I watched last week, and if I'm permitted to weigh in here, it did seem a weak story arc.
Story arc? What do you think we are doing here? Creating fiction? Look, Jeff's in a contract negotiation. You've been hired temporarily to get us through this period. The audience has nothing to worry about. Jeff will be back very soon. Now let's get back to the mail, Douglas, okay?
I'm sorry, Berris, but we're out of time and we need to introduce the show.
What are you talking about? We normally do 2 pieces of mail.
Well, that's if we have time.
You know, I don't even know who's on the show. Where do we get that? Where's John Wayne? Does he have that information?
Not to worry, I've got it here. We're pleased to have back this week Rachel Caroline Plaza with COVIDeo Corner.
Love the Rachel.
Nancy Cigar with Tales from the Quarantine. And unfortunately, we don't have Caleb Dankworth with us tonight for Chilliwack Tonight Weather Report.
Wonder where he is.
So, viewers will move forward with CT's Opposite News and everybody's favorite, Whack-Word. All this evening on the next Chilliwack Tonight!
Tales from the Quarantine with Nancy Cigar.
I don't know whose idea was to do this so early, but since I had to get up to go to the bathroom anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about paper. This is a single sheet of paper. Now, by itself, it has many uses. You could write on it, draw on it, make a grocery list and forget to take it with you. We used to use them in typewriters. Now we use them in our printers. You could tear it into strips to make a paper airplane. Or if you're really desperate, you could use it for toilet paper. Now this is a single sheet of coveted toilet paper. By itself, it has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. Just saying.
Tales from the Quarantine with Nancy Cigar.
Good evening and thanks for watching CT's Opposite News Update for Thursday, June 18th, 2020. The Kinder Morgan pipeline spill at the Trans Mountain Pipeline pump station in Abbotsford has created no damage to the environment. That's right, incredibly, all the oil spilled was welcomed by several species of birds who used the spilled oil to smooth out their feathers, recently ruffled by the special treatment being shown to the blue heron in their exclusive nature reserve in Chilliwack. Sumas First Nations and the Union of BC Indian Chiefs expressed their gratitude to Kinder Morgan for this gift to the environment, and Kinder promised it will plan more regular spills in the future. In national news, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Tuesday that the Canadian Emergency Relief Benefit, or CERB, originally introduced as a temporary measure to assist Canadians that lost employment or were not able to work due to COVID-19, is now permanent. That's right, every Canadian that is not able to work is now entitled to claim a $2,000 benefit every 4 weeks in perpetuity. When questioned about the cost of this to Canadians, Trudeau shrugged it off, claiming there would actually be an increase in tax revenue because of all the people now paying taxes on their CERB income. The NDP applauded the move, but pressed that even more tax revenue could be achieved by doubling the CERB to $4,000 a month. The Conservatives had a collective stroke. Internationally, the news is greatly improving for COVID-19. In every country in the world, with the exception of New Zealand, COVID-19 numbers are not exploding, and we're not in any danger of a second wave of the pandemic coming. What is concerning is the amount of personal protective equipment that is now overstocked in every hospital, nursing home, grocery store, and government storage facility. We expect that there will be a lot of COVID costumes this Halloween. In weather, the heat wave continues in Chilliwack and for most of the Fraser Valley, with the exception of Hope. They're still digging themselves out of last week's avalanche. And that's CT's Opposite News Update for June 18th.
What was that?
I'm glad you asked, Doug. I would have thought you would have watched last week, but that's CT's Opposite News.
But it didn't happen.
Well, I never said it did I?
Well, that's fake news.
No. You're making a mistake there. There's a lot of news out there that is fake, right? So if
Agreed.
Chilliwack Tonight is reporting opposite news, that makes CT's opposite news realer than real. Huh? Chilliwack Tonight!
And now for a very special and poignant Co-Video Corner with Rachel Caroline Plaza.
Hi everyone, it's Rachel Caroline Plaza back with you for another segment of COVIDeo Corner. So I'm not gonna lie, it's been a tough couple of weeks for sure. And it's been tough finding, humorous content on video lately. I haven't felt much like laughing. But with these protests and marches going on, I have a feeling things are just gonna get better. I have hope. And in these times, when we see, certain injustices, we're also seeing some unification and some big changes. And that's encouraging. And so I'd like to dedicate this week to a few short little videos of, people uniting and coming together for this cause. And it's not going away. And it shouldn't go away. These are necessary times. Even in our discomfort, we need to be educated. We need to open our minds and our hearts and truly come together. And some of these videos just show some of that. So here you go.
Oh my God, look at this.
Greatness. DJ Natil. Joe boy one day. I'm going to buffet. No my get so come on love back. Body on check. I thought I don't mind the back them. No, you don't matter. Cause you go there. About to put the woman. I don't want to hear you say. I don't want to hear you there with another man. We are going to do it. I'm going to let down. I see you with another man. I don't want to hear you say. I don't want to hear you there with another man. We are going to do it. I don't want to see you with nobody. Don't want to see with nobody.
I'm going to share one last video with you this week. And as an artist, it speaks to me. This is from the incomparable Nina Simone. And I believe it was filmed in the 70s, where she sits down for an interview and she discusses the artist's role or duty during times like these. And I just feel as an ally and an advocate, it would be really difficult for a person like myself to stay quiet during these times and not discuss something like this with the platform that I have. So I'm going to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it, get something from it, and I hope that you just are good to one another. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
An artist's duty, as far as I'm concerned, is to reflect the times. I think that is true of painters, sculptors, poets, musicians. As far as I'm concerned, it's their choice. But I choose to reflect the times and the situations in which I find myself. That, to me, is my duty. And at this crucial time in our lives, when everything is so desperate, when every day is a matter of survival, I don't think you can help but be involved. Young people, black and white, know this. That's why they're so involved in politics. We will shape and mold this country, or it will not be molded and shaped at all anymore. So I don't think you have a choice. How can you be an artist and not reflect the times? That, to me, is the definition of an artist.
Blackwood. totally Jackwood. Whackwood.
Whackward! Woo! All right, everyone loves Whackward. Welcome to Whackward, Doug. This is your first Whackward. Are you a little nervous?
No, I'll be fine.
You sure? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you sound pretty confident, but a lot of people have sat in that chair and failed miserably at Whackward. So I'm going to wish you well on that. And with that, your first word for Whackward: acidulous. Huh? Pretty stumped, eh? Want me to use that in a sentence?
Not necessary. It means sharp tasting or sour.
Wow. That's exactly right. Well, good for you, Doug. I guess that was a little easier than I thought. So, but congratulations. I don't think anyone's ever actually got their first Whackward. So, props to you. Good job. Good job. Good work
Thank
for
you.
me.
All right, for you, elocution.
Oh, Doug, you started off with a really easy one. Elocution, right? Your hands are wet. You put them into plug it in a toaster. Elocution. Come on. How are you going to stump me with that? Huh?
Not correct, Berris. It is the skill of clear and expressive speech.
Oh. Wow, that sounds really close to the other one. Wow, well, I guess you tricked me on that one, but that's okay. You clever, clever devil. All right, let's see if you can hit a two-bagger here. And for the next one, we're going to do fuliginous. Fuliginous. All right? Stumped? Huh?
Smoky or sooty.
Oh, that's clever, but not quite right. Fuliginous is actually means that you've been made a fool out of yourself, maybe as you're doing right now. In a sentence, what a fuliginous display you've just made of yourself. Oh, no.
Berris, I've just messaged you the link to Webster's online. The definition is smoky or sooty.
Oh.
It's pronounced fuliginous, not fooliginous.
Wow. Okay, well, I think I'm, you tricked me again. I'm thinking of the synonym fuliginous, which is...
Not a word, Berris. Now, I do have last one for you. Usurp.
Okay, that's another easy one, Doug. It means to overthrow, to seek power, to take over something, right?
Quite right.
And now we'd like to welcome Kellen Saip to Chilliwack Tonight. Welcome to the show, Kellen.
Hey, buddy. Thanks so much for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, well, we're very excited to have you. I understand you're fairly new to Chilliwack. How long have you actually lived in Chilliwack?
Oh, just a baby. About three years now. We've been in Chilliwack.
Yeah,
We
where did you
actually
come
just bought a
from?
new place. Ladner, BC. Small little fishing town.
Cool, cool. You bought a new place. Whereabouts? What part of town?
Still in Chilliwack. We are right by the Shoppers on Vetter
Okay.
now. So we move in August. So pretty excited to get into a new place and
Well, welcome to the Hood.
love this city.
That's on the south side, right? Welcome to the Hood.
Thank you so much.
So, Keller, how long have you been doing music?
Oh, well, all my life I've been around music. My mother, she was a singer in the 90s, and I was raised on a tour bus till I was about 3. So myself, I've been playing guitar. I always liked to sing and write poetry, and then you had to kind of learn an instrument, or else you can't really do much with it. So about 3 years now professionally, I've been doing music.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. Well, we're
Yeah.
pretty excited because you're launching your brand new single. And it's not even available yet, but you're launching it on Chilliwack Tonight. So thank you very much for that honor. What is the single
Yes,
called?
sir. That single is called Bare Bones. It's also the title of the record.
Okay, so
And,
there's an album
really
that goes with
excited
it?
to get that one out. There's an
That's-
album that will come with it. Not sure about the release date quite yet, just because of the craziness of the world right now. But it's ready to go.
Wow, that is so rock and roll, Kellen. I really like that. You got the single out, what, weeks, couple months ahead of the album? That's great.
You got to put something out there, stay relevant, and I wasn't prepared to write a record during this. I have a record that was produced by Kyler Pierce that's out already, and I love it to death.
Wow.
But it's just I wanted to turn this negative into a positive, and got a whole record out of it. So I'm really excited about it.
This pandemic is throwing everybody for a loop. But I understand you were involved in another project called Artists in Isolation from Rosewood Studios. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, Sonny is a great friend of mine. I actually did a record with Sonny a while back. And when he approached me with this idea, I thought it was a great idea to bring artists together and to help support the artist in this time. And I am super stoked on how that's been going, and the artists on there are unbelievable.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing it. We've had a number of songs from that project on Chilliwack Tonight already, but this next single that we're about to see is not from that. It's from the new project called Bare Bones. So, all right, Kellen, thanks so much for being on the show. And now on to the world premiere of Bare Bones by Kellen Saip.
In the dark, the winter and the cold. This demon's following me around in my own head. Was it the words that you said, or the feelings in the bed? Now I can't go back to what I had. Bare bones edges, bare bones, buried in the dirt, you can't leave them alone. These old bare bones, these old bare bones, these old bare bones, buried in the dirt, you can't leave them alone. These old bare bones. I got a knife in my bag, slowing down to feel the pain. When last call rolls around, I hope you remember my name. It takes a beautiful beast to finally show its teeth. Let the claws dig in through the skin and bones beneath. Now I can't go back to what I had. Bare bones edges, bare bones, buried in the dirt, you can't leave them alone. These old bare bones, these old bare bones, these old bare bones, buried in the dirt, you can't leave them alone. These old bare bones, these old bare bones, these old bare bones, buried in the dirt, you can't leave them alone. Well, these old bare bones.
Well, wasn't that an amazing world premiere from Kellen Saip with his song Bare Bones? Did you enjoy that, Doug?
I certainly did. That blend of folk and country, it was great.
Wow, you know, I mean, just looking at you, I would have taken you for classical music or opera lover. So, good on you.
I certainly like that, but I like a wide variety of musical styles.
Oh, well, wonderful. Well, you'll enjoy, I think, then next week, in a folk genre style, local band called Spider Lodge.
Oh.
Lori Paul and Rick Genge are going to be on our show next week.
Terrific.
Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy that. Well, I just want to say, Doug, it was wonderful having you on our show this week as our co-host trainee.
Thank you.
Keep in mind, though, you're on a probationary period. It's a 90-day period. You got to be a little bit careful. Show up on time. Don't be late for work. Don't abuse the sick days. I know you've negotiated a good contract, but probation.
Berris, I think I'll be fine. You might cast your mind back to our whack word, usurp. I had a word with John Wayne.
Chilliwack Tonight! Come on, at the same time. Chilliwack Tonight! One more. Chilliwack Tonight! No, you're one. Chilliwack Tonight!
Thanks for watching Chilliwack Tonight! Join us next week, same time, 7:01 PST, for special musical guests Lori Paul and Rick Genge of Spider Lodge. And we'll see if the co-host trainee survives another week of his probationary period.
But it never seems to come.